8 children are dead in America this morning. The youngest was just 1 year old. Overnight in Shreveport, Louisiana, a gunman opened fire across 3 separate homes in the same neighborhood, killing 8 kids between the ages of 1 and 14. 2 more were wounded and are currently hospitalized. This wasn't a random attack. Police say this shooting was domestic in nature, and that some of the children who were killed were actually related to the shooter himself. Let that sink in. A man hunted down and murdered children from his own family. After the shootings, the suspect carjacked a vehicle and fled the scene, leading police on a chase into the neighboring city of Bossier City. Officers fired on the suspect during that pursuit, and he is now dead. Shreveport's mayor called this maybe the worst tragic situation the city has ever seen. The governor of Louisiana said he and his wife are heartbroken. Speaker Mike Johnson, whose own district covers Shreveport, posted his condolences. Even the White House is now monitoring the situation. But here's what nobody is saying out loud yet. 8 children are dead in their own homes on a Sunday morning, shot by someone they likely knew and trusted.
We can confirm the suspect in these 8 homicides is Shamar Elkins. He is believed to be the man responsible for this heinous act. I can tell you that 7 of the 8 children that were killed are believed to be his children. We are still working to determine a complete motive and understanding as to why this happened, but it is domestic in nature. The mother of the children was also shot and had very serious injuries, although we are hopeful she will recover. There's another female that was in this residence that has life-threatening injuries. We are hopeful that she will pull through.
People are still filling this Shreveport neighborhood tonight, emotional and upset over this shooting that happened both at this house behind me and another one just up the road. And police told me in the last hour it was a survivor of the shooting who escaped and called them to tell them about it. Just after 6 o'clock this morning, when police got here, they found 10 people had been shot. 8 of them had been killed, and as you mentioned, all 8 of those were children. Police also confirming for me that at least 7 of those 8 children were the children of the shooter, who they identified as Shamar Elkins.
This is a tragic situation, maybe the worst tragic situation we've ever had.
Hi guys, I don't even know how to start this video properly, because what we're about to talk about today, it's heavy, it's disturbing, and honestly, it's heartbreaking. A tragedy just happened in Shreveport in the United States, where 8 children lost their lives. 8. Not adults, not people involved in crime. Children. Before we go any further, I want to say this. This video is coming from a place of respect, because this isn't just content, these are real lives. So, according to multiple confirmed reports, this incident happened on April 19th, 2026. Police say it was a domestic-related shooting, meaning this wasn't random. This happened within a family setting. From what has been shared so far, 8 children were killed. The ages ranged roughly from toddlers to early teens. The incident happened across more than one location within the same area. And just pause there for a second. Multiple children in what would have been the safest place for them, their home.
The suspect has been identified in the Louisiana mass shooting that occurred this morning that took the lives of 8 children ranging from ages 1 to 14. His name is Shamar Elkins. He just made this post 2 days ago where he took his oldest daughter on a one-on-one date. He posted this on Easter. Happy Easter. Had a wonderful time at church for the first time with all my kids. What a blessed day. This is his wife, Shaniqua Elkins, who is currently fighting for her life in the hospital. There was also another woman that was seriously injured, as well as a teenager. Some of the 8 children that were killed were some of Shamar's children, and some were not. He did hijack a car, and police were able to hunt him down, where they then shot and killed him.
You know, and how coward do you have to be of a man to get a weapon like that and go after children and women? Absolutely tragic. Honestly, be so for real.
Children, 8 children were killed in a mass shooting in Louisiana. And I don't see anybody talking about this. 8 children ranging from 1 to 14 years old were killed in a mass shooting in Shreveport, Louisiana. This happened around 6 a.m. this morning, which is Sunday, April 19th. And the stories coming out right now are extremely disturbing. As you can see, officers with the Shreveport Police Department responded to the 300 block of West 79th Street just after 6 a.m. following reports of a domestic disturbance. Police spokesperson Christopher Bordelon described the crime scene as extensive, spanning 2 homes in the area and a third on Harrison Street nearby. Bordelon said, "You have 3 different scenes. The shooting itself occurred just down the road over here, the 300 block of West 79th. There's also another shooting related to this on Harrison Street, and then there's adjacent residence on West 79 where one of the victims ran to after the shooting. 10 victims in all were shot," police said, not sharing any information on the 2 who survived. Pictures from the scene showed a large police response. As for the shooter, this is what Bordelon had to say. The individual responsible, once leaving the scene, performed a carjacking right here in close proximity to the corner of West 79th and Linwood. Bordelon said the officer shot and killed the suspect during the chase in Bossier Parish, and also said that we do believe him to be the only individual that fired gunshots at these locations here. This man literally hunted children down. How demented do you have to be?
Oh dear Lord. 9th child jumped off a roof to save themselves. They are saying 7 out of the 8 kids that were unalived were his. And 2 women are in serious condition. Folks, they're saying he was a vet and he suffered from some mental illness. Folks, this is a tragic situation and a tragic incident. Folks, I worry about the first responders because people said this was so bad that the first responders are going to have to go through therapy. Folks, that's what I'm hearing through the grapevine, folks. This is a crazy incident.
The part that makes this even harder to process is that the suspect was their father. 7 of the children were his own. I don't even know how to wrap my head around this. Because when you think about a parent, that's supposed to be safety. That's supposed to be protection. Not fear, no danger, not something that you run for your life. Reports identify the suspect as a 31-year-old man. And authorities are saying that this was linked to domestic issues, possibly a breakup or family conflict. Now, let me say this clearly. There is no situation, no argument, no disagreement that should ever escalate to something like this. None. Because at the end of the day, the people who paid the price were children who had nothing to do with their adult problems. They were innocent lives. And after the incident, the suspect fled the scene. There was a police pursuit, and eventually he was shot and killed by law enforcement. 2 women were also seriously injured and taken to hospital. And 1 teenager survived after escaping. That survivor alone, imagine the trauma. And watching this from here, it really makes you think. Because sometimes we see stories like this and think, oh, that's happening far away. But pain is pain, loss is loss. And children are children everywhere. Whether it's in Africa, America, Europe, kids deserve safety. And honestly, this is where conversations about family environments, mental health, and conflict resolutions are so important. Because when things go wrong at that level, the consequences can be really devastating. I'm not here to turn this into a political debate, but I do think we need to ask real questions. Why do situations escalate this far? Are there warning signs people miss? What systems are in place to protect children in unstable homes? Because tragedies like this don't just happen out of nowhere. There are usually signs, patterns, things that build up over time. And if those things are ignored, the outcome can be catastrophic, as we've seen.
The world is going to hell. Can you imagine? The children were 1 to 14 years old and 8 of them were unalive. This is absolutely insane. Terrible.
So 8 kids, from the ages of 1 to 14 has lost their life in Shreveport, Louisiana in a domestic dispute. Let me take my shades off. The person that did the shooting is unalive, fatally by the police officer due to a high-speed chase. 8 kids, 1 to 14 lost their life. Like, how do you process that? We're gonna pray for the families and we're gonna send the condolences to the families, but it's not really saying what happened and how it happened and what was the reason for it. It's like totally new, it's breaking, but y'all know I will keep y'all up to date on it. But 1 to 14, these kids haven't even begun to lose their life. I mean, to live their life, and then they lost it tragically, drastically, by someone else, selfishly. Y'all know what to do, get in the comments, let's go. But this is crazy. Like, as soon as I seen it come to me, my heart just dropped. Like,
I don't understand how you can go from posting how much you love your kids on Easter and then posting your daughter to taking their life. That it blows my mind, bro. And we constantly keep having to have these kind of conversations, and black women and black children continue to have their lives taken from them way too early, and it genuinely feels disheartening, because there's people that will turn around and say this shit is not happening, like constantly trying to downplay how bad it is and constantly trying to shift the blame. I genuinely don't understand this shit. Like, he killed 8 of his kids, man. And this is shit that the community might not recover from, bro, like emotionally. Like, and they were ages like 1 to 12. And this is a sign of just how sick the black community is, because domestic violence is so incredibly high within our community. And I feel like I'm talking about this like every single day at this point. But it's just like, this is happening every single day. Black women, black children are getting killed by black men. And there are things that we can do, but not enough of us want to actually step up and do it. We got to know our neighbors. We got to raise our kids right. We got to teach them to respect themselves and other people around them. You know what I'm saying? And also protect each other within the community. And I understand that it's very, very hard to get out of like a domestic violence situation, you know what I'm saying? Because like it's extremely dangerous, right? But like that's where the community comes in. We got to check our own, you know what I'm saying? Because if we don't, shit like this is going to continue to happen.
Another Sunday, another mass shooting. This is sickening. Ages 1 to 14 years of age were killed in a mass shooting in Louisiana, killing 8 kids. Ages 1, as young as 1 year old, were shot and killed in a mass shooting in Louisiana. Like, they haven't shared the reason why this shooting happened, but I just feel like in America, this has become the norm, which is kind of sad and sickening. Like, any idiot can get a gun and just decide to shoot innocent people. Like, these kids can't even defend themselves. Guns don't kill people. People use guns to kill people. And the moment we decide to get rid of guns in this country or put a tighter leash on this gun rules and gun laws, there'll be less mass shooting. But again, the idiot that's in office doesn't think that. He thinks everyone has the right to carry. So as young as 1 year old, like, what harm can a 1 year old do to anyone? 1 to 14 year old of kids were shot and killed. Now, those parents have to like worry about burying their kids this young of an age. It's so sad. And then the gun person had the nerve to like try to run away in a stolen car. Like, where are you going? Of course, he was pew-pewed, and now he's dead as well. Another Sunday, another mass shooting in America.
8 children have died because of a mass shooting that happened in Louisiana. We all know how this is going to go. We're going to say we need gun reform. Republicans are going to say, it's not about guns, it's about mental health. And because of that, I want to remind you, Trump and Republicans gutted healthcare. They gutted Medicare, Medicaid that help provide mental health services. They gutted funding in schools that help provide mental health services. They've actively stood in the way of millions of people getting mental health care. So I want you to know that when Republicans tell you, oh no, this isn't about gun reform, it's about mental health and healthcare. If that was truly the case and we don't need gun reform, we do. If that was true of the case, why did they kick so many people off of healthcare that covered mental health services? Did you all cut the funding and access to mental health services because you know that's not what leads to these mass killings by guns? Or do you truly believe that this is solely a mental health issue and you don't give a fuck?
Okay, so 8 children were just killed overnight in Shreveport, Louisiana. Another mass shooting, you guys. Like, I'm gonna be really honest with you. Like, every time I hear about mass shootings, like, I kind of scroll past it. And I'm not scrolling past it because I don't have sympathy, but like, we have become so desensitized to the fact that there are mass shootings daily in the United States of America. Like, literally, I remember like my whole teenage years and now into my early adulthood years and now almost my 30s, there is a mass shooting all the fucking time. And I've lived abroad, and like, people abroad have told me, like, why is your country like that? It's the fucking guns. It is the fucking guns. It's also a systemic issue because if people don't have access to, you know, good schools, clean water, all those basic necessities, like when they're in their prime years, developing years, they end up becoming there's a mental component, but it is the access to guns that is the fucking problem. Why can't we be like our country, Australia? Australia in the 90s had one mass shooting. They took away all the fucking weapons, all of them. They still have the right to bear arms for hunting and things like that are culturally, you know, appropriate. Like, my family, I grew up hunting. Like, it's a thing. But these automatic weapons and just the access to them is the problem.
The sad part is these were some of the children, allegedly, of the person who did the piling. And during the chase, the man who did this horrific, crazy thing, he was unalived. Not what I thought I was going to wake up to on my Sunday.
I'm just so sick of watching men get away with annihilating their entire families. Yeah, it's a gun problem, but it's also a man problem.
Man, so a dude named Shamar Elkins just unalived 8 of his kids in Shreveport, Louisiana. Bro, what type of sick shit is this? What's going on in the world, bro? For you to do something like this to your kids, bro, what type of person is you? I stay seeing shit like this and I never understand why do these people do it. He just posted his kids April 5th talking about Happy Easter, had a wonderful time at church for the first time with all my kids. What a blessed day. How do you go from that to crashing out? And then if you look on his page, he just posted one of his kids yesterday talking about he took him out to eat. Bro, what happened in between yesterday and today? These kids did not deserve that at all. I feel bad for this family, bro. This is somebody's nieces, nephews, grandkids. If you was going through something, bro, you could have found out another way to help it. You ain't have to crash out on your kids, bro. If you out there, watch who you have kids with, bro, because we living on earth with demons. And then he took the easy way out getting in a shootout with the police. If that's how you felt, bro, you could have kept the kids out of it. May these kids rest in heaven. I'm tired of seeing stuff like this happen, though, bro. I got a heart. I feel for their family.
All right, y'all. This is one of the most heartbreaking stories in the U.S. right now. So reports is coming out of Louisiana right now of a mass shooting that left 8 children dead between the ages of 1 and 14. Authorities is still investigating on exactly what happened, so the details is limited. But what we do know is that these families that's involved is devastated right now. Imagine you losing your loved one, your child, that didn't even get to grow up and live out his full or her full potential because of a mass shooter. So, and of course, the shooter who did this, they said he is now pronounced dead on the scene. So I don't know right now if it was a self-inflicted wound or the police got to him and did that to him. And once again, we always go into the fact of why does stuff like this happen? How did it happen? Why is it happening? What is going on with the safety? All these questions need to be answered because once again, it's like this is happening more and more often.
A man shot and killed 8 of his children in Louisiana this morning or last night, and is being reported as a mass shooting. Like, all the major headlines say mass shooting, and it is so misleading because all the comments are it's a terrorist attack, it's a school shooting. No, this is a man who went from 3 different houses and shot 2 adults and 8 children. His descendants is what the police have said, as young as 18 months old and as old as 14 to 15. Mother of these children is still in the hospital, still alive. I don't know the extent of her injuries, but no one is talking about that. Everyone is just talking about it's a mass shooting, a terrorist attack, school shooting. No, this is a man who shot and killed 8 of his children and their mother and another adult. There is a name that's circulating. You can find it. It's really easy if you go to Facebook. I don't want to say it until it's actually confirmed, but when you look at this man's Facebook, he has posts of these kids as just from just yesterday and 2 days ago, like, and everything was normal. I think it's important to remember right now to pray for the mother, pray for the family. I'm sure there's so much that's to this and it's going to come out, but remember, these are real people. This is a real woman who's going to wake up to find out what happened.
Imagine the families, imagine the neighbors, the community, 8 children gone just like that. Birthdays that will never be celebrated, dreams that will never happen, lives that were just beginning ended too soon. That's the real cost of something like this. I think the biggest takeaway from this is how fragile life really is, and how important it is to protect the people who can't protect themselves. Children depend on adults for everything. And when that trust is broken in the worst way possible, it affects everyone. So when I woke up today, I checked my phone like every normal day. Maybe I scrolled through TikTok, Instagram, and then I saw a headline that it just taught me. It did. The thing about modern life is everything reaches us instantly. 1 minute you're laughing at memes, the next minute you're seeing something that completely changed your mood. And this was one of those moments. 8 children gone. And it wasn't even something random out in the streets. It happened in their home. Right now somewhere, a kid is doing homework, another's watching cartoons, another's just playing with their siblings. That's normal life. That's what childhood's supposed to look like. So when something like this happens in Louisiana, it feels unreal because those kids were probably doing the same normal things before everything changed. And let's talk about families in today's world. Life is stressful. People are dealing with financial pressure, relationship problems, mental health struggles. But here's the thing. No matter how hard life gets, children should never be the ones who suffer the consequences of adult problems. I think one of the scariest things about modern life is how quickly we move on. We see a story like this, react for a moment, maybe comment, this is sad, and then scroll. But this isn't just content. These were real kids. And their story doesn't end when we close the app. And even though this happened in the US, it hits globally. Because parenting, childhood, safety, that's universal. Whether you're in Africa or anywhere else. Every child deserves to feel they deserve to feel safe in their own home. We really need to start having honest conversations about this, about how people handle their anger and conflict, how families deal with breakdowns, and how society protects children in unstable homes. Because clearly, something is not working. Just imagine 8 kids with futures, dreams, personality gone. That's not just a headline, that's 8 entire lives erased. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you for taking your time to actually sit with something serious like this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, but please keep it respectful. This is not a topic of jokes or arguments. It's a very serious conversation we need to have. And I'll see you in the next one.